Today I want to make an ear-shaped earring, and then I'm gonna wear an ear of corn earring on my earring on my ear. Hello and happy Crafternoon. My name is Jess and I like to make things. Every other week I challenge myself to make a weird thing that I think should exist or exist differently. I'm just trying to make something that makes me laugh, maybe will make you laugh, and I have a lot of hobbies, and maybe you can pick one up of your own, because let's be real, life in quarantine is not gonna end anytime soon. So I'm not here to tolerate any hate, nor am I here to disrespect your time by being overly meta.
Welcome to the video on this channel that you're watching the video on.
Probably clicked on this video because you saw the title and thumbnail.
Nor am I here to tell you you're ugly until you buy another face wash. I'm just trying to entertain myself, and maybe you too. We'll see. I checked to see if this was an original concept, and unfortunately for me, it is not. Nadja Buttendorf is based in Berlin, and she's a jewelry designer, and she did this about 3 years ago. She's linked below. Her silicone ears are absolutely perfect and gorgeous, and if I can get anywhere close to that quality today, I'd be happy. Enough Pomeranian and circumference. So what I did was I actually drew 2 dots on my ear with eyeliner, and I put them using a tape measure exactly 1 inch apart. I took a bunch of photos of my ear, airdropped it to my computer, and I actually put this paper up against the computer screen, pulled up a photo of the ear to scale so that the dots were 1 inch apart on the screen, and I literally just traced it because I don't feel like plugging in my printer. Ears are really weird. This is the clay I'm gonna use. I thought about mixing in a little bit of red and yellow to kind of really match the color of my skin, but I just don't want to mess up the clay. So I'm just gonna keep it this color. I'm gonna possibly add a little bit of my own foundation, or maybe even a little blush, onto the ear sculpture so that the color matches. So I'm just gonna cut this out real quick. I have really weird shaped ears. Everybody does. You look at the front of people's faces, you don't look at the side of people's faces. You don't see it that often. Does that look right? You gotta really like warm it up for a little while, condition it. So this is Sculpey 3. If you wanna make nice jewelry, buy Sculpey Primo. That stuff's better for jewelry. But I got Sculpey 3 because it's really soft. So I see I have a little weird corner of my ear here. So I'll start there. Perfect. A few weeks after quarantine began, I started this polymer clay hobby. I made a lot of earrings inspired by Blush Daisy on Instagram, and I found a lot of earring design ideas on Instagram and Pinterest. Sculpey polymer clay was in really high demand at the time, and I paid a lot for it and waited a long time for it to arrive. This was back when we were sanitizing our groceries in hazmat suits. This was back when I bought 20 pounds of rice and 20 pounds of black beans from BJ's because I literally could not get a grocery delivery spot anywhere. This was back when we were wiping our ass with coffee filters because toilet paper was sold out. My favorite thing to make with polymer clay is earrings. I use E6000 to glue these earring posts to the back of it, which I buy online in packs of 100. You can make jewelry, decorative objects, gifts, whatever you want. Personally, I really like to print out shapes onto paper, cut them out, roll out some clay flat, and then use a knife to trace around the outside of the shape. Warning though, polymer clay is not food safe. I wouldn't recommend you make little dishes to eat off of. And as tempting as it may be, do not eat the forbidden macaroni, you freaks. Anyway, I just baked this clay for about 40 minutes and let it cool down. This is the future liberals want. So here's the ear. It was definitely harder than I thought. So it's a little big. I kind of shaded it a little bit, but here it is. It's not perfect, but I think it's funny. I think it gets the point across. There's kind of spots where you can see I kind of added a little bit extra to give it the feeling of roundness on the front. We have an earring back on the top, and literally earlier I picked this up and immediately dropped it on the floor. And I broke it, but I just glued it back together with nail glue. This is what the anti-vaxxers think the coronavirus vaccine is gonna do to their kids. When you wanna listen to lo-fi hip-hop, beats to relax/study to, and the Office Ladies podcast at the same time, they say that if you pull out 1 gray hair, 2 will grow back in its place. Does the same go for other parts of the body? Pablo Picasso, The Untold Story. Eyeball earring on my ear, earring on my ear. Or we did. Me in the office, when I hear some trash talk across the room. When you suspect the trash talk in the office across the room is about you, Me when the trash talk across the room actually is about me, and it really starts to hurt my feelings. This is the future Apple wants, so they can sell us AirPods and AirPod Max headphones at the same time. Hi, please hold. Hello, please hold. So, you got any New Year's resolutions? I've only worn these earrings once before for a bite.
What does Charles II of Spain have in common with all-purpose baking flour? They're both inbred.
Get the London look. The, death penalty? You come here often? So here we have it. We have an ear of corn earring on my earring on my right ear. Oh my god. That's so silly. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me at Jessica Crafternoon on Instagram in the meantime, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.